Hi, my name's Emily and welcome to Sweet Cookie Patterns. In today's video, I'm super excited to share an unboxing of this new yarn from Hobbii and also hopefully a little bit of a vlog style video later on as I make a Stegosaurus using this yarn. So the Stegosaurus pattern, which is this adorable little guy right here, will be released hopefully next week, and so make sure you hit subscribe so you'll be notified when it releases. I will do a full tutorial on the YouTube channel, at least that's what I have planned right now, and then I'll also have the ad-free PDF and blog posts available too. So this is the Stegosaurus pattern, but to begin with, we are going to open this yarn. I'm super excited. I've never used this kind of yarn from Hobbii before, and so I'm super excited. So let's begin opening. I'm going to start right here. I'm going to just cut down. There we go. Oh my, I love it. So the whole theme of this Hobbii yarn is Valentine's Day colors, so reds and pinks. Just to kind of, it's called Shades of Red. It's like their campaign, what they are calling their campaign. And so all kinds of different colors of reds and pinks. So this is absolutely beautiful. This is called Honey Bunny. And it looks like it's showing up a little bit more red than it actually is in person. In person, it's this beautiful, like, really pretty color red. It's not like too bright of a red, and it's not too like mild of a red. Super pretty. Ooh, and this pink, I love it. So the plan was to make a Stegosaurus using, I don't remember exactly, but I think this is going to be a red body with pink little spikes, but instead of being normal spikes, they're going to be heart spikes, which will be so fun. So that is the plan with this yarn. And then I also asked for a little bit more yarn just to try to make a different looking Stegosaurus with the same kind of colors of pink. So, oh man, I love it so much. Okay, so these are the two colors. It's the same ball. It's called Honey Bunny, and this is Honey Bunny 2. So they're all Honey Bunny is the brand of, or what it's called. And this is in the color, it says color 50. I think this was called light pink on their website. I'll put what the name is right down here. And then this is color number 45, and this is color number 43. So I forgot to mention that. Now, oh, I love this color. This is called Baby Snuggles. So this is a little bit different than Honey Bunny. And I would say that Baby Snuggle, ooh, you can see that I like the color of Baby Snuggle. It's really pretty. I would say that these seem, just from like immediate appearance, they seem thinner, a little bit thinner than the normal Bernat blanket yarn, I would say. Yeah. So yeah, super fun. Okay, so this is in the color number 26. And then this is, oh, super pretty, kind of like a purpley. That'll be so fun. This is in the color 32. So I wish it would say more than that, but this is the color 32. So this, my plan was with this, I believe, to make a red body and pink or purpley pink spikes. And then I think with this yarn, I'm now starting to remember this, I'm gonna make this color body with, oh, I'm getting confused. We'll see. Some of these yarns I will make together to make a Stegosaurus, and I plan to make 2 Stegosauruses. Oh look, they even included, how fun, they included some stitch markers. So these are little heart stitch markers. So fun. They have a little heart at the top. Let me open it up. So cool. Okay, and then they also included like a little heart candy. Oh, that was sweet. So fun. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and get started making these. So I came downstairs and started working on the Stegosaurus. And you can see that I have gotten the head done. And I decided to use the color. This is the color Candy Floss for the body. It's kind of a bright, like, pink. And then I decided to use, it's called Bordeaux for the spikes. It's like a really nice red color. And then I decided to use, it's called Hint of Pink for the spikes at the end, and then the toenails. So that is what I'm going to use for that. And then I also want to mention that this is a number 6 super bulky weight yarn. However, I would consider it almost more of a number 5 weight yarn. It just is a little bit thinner than like Bernat blanket yarn or the other yarn that I was using, which is Joann's Big Twist Plush. So that's kind of a comparison. This recommended a size 6 hook, and normally with amigurumi you would want a size down. And I wrote my pattern using a 7mm size hook because my original yarn, which is right here, the original Stegosaurus that I made was recommended an 8mm hook. So then I used a 7mm hook and that worked fine. However, for this one, I knew that if I used a 7mm hook, I would end up with a lot of holes in my amigurumi, or my Stegosaurus. So I decided to double my yarn. And I tried a couple of gauge swatches. So this was the original yarn that I used for this little Stegosaurus. And this is a number 6 super bulky weight. However, I would consider on the thicker side of a super bulky weight yarn. And I used 7mm hook for this. Then I tried making it with Bernat blanket yarn, and it's very similar, maybe a teensy bit smaller than the Big Twist Plush, but pretty similar. And then I tried making a little gauge swatch with this yarn. And this, what you can see that I used 7mm hooks for all of these. And you can see that if I were to stuff it, I would get a lot of holes, because when you stuff an amigurumi project, you basically stretch it all ways. And so you can see that, not sure if you can see it, but you would get a lot of holes. So I decided that that wasn't going to be good. So I tried doubling the yarn. So I'm just using 2 strands and working them together as if they were 1 strand, and it's working great so far. This was the original swatch that I made with that, and then I compared it with the other swatches, and it's very similar. So I would consider this almost more of a number 5 weight yarn. So if your pattern were to recommend like a number 6 weight yarn, and you're gonna use Honey Bunny Hobie yarn, I probably double the yarn strands. So anyway, all of that to say that I'm using 2 strands at once, and I'm just pretending as if it were 1, and it's working great. I absolutely love how it's looking so far. You can see I added the eyes, and now I'm going to go right onto the body. Now when I add the body, I'm just going to, you don't even have to tie off or sew anything in. You're just going to start adding the body, make it bigger, and then it's going to get smaller, and then we're going to add the legs separate, and then the spikes we will actually crochet on, which is super cool. So now I'm going to go ahead and keep going, and I will meet you back in a few minutes and I'll show you my progress. Alright, so it's the next day, and I have gotten more work done on the Stegosaurus. You can see that I am nearing the end of the whole body and the tail, and so then I'm going to be able to tie off and work on the legs. So I'm super excited about that, and it's looking really, really good. I would say that the 2 strands of yarn is working absolutely perfect. There's like very little holes. It's just really, really, really nice. So yeah, I'm absolutely loving it, and I will check back in and show you my progress in a little bit. Alright, so as you can see, we finished the body and the legs of this little Stegosaurus. I think it adds so much detail that we make kind of like a lump for this. So we do a couple more rows than what you would normally do, and then we stuff it a little so it kind of gives that really cool curved leg. And if you didn't want to do that, you could always not do that, but I think it just adds a lot of really fun dimension. So you can see it stands really nicely. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my red yarn, the Honey Bunny in the color Bordeaux, and it's showing up way more red than it is in person. But anyway, I'm going to put that on for the spikes, and then I'll meet you back and I will show you what I'm going to do next. Alright, so I just got done with doing the spikes, and as you can see I have a lot of tails just to weave in. But with this pattern, all you have to do is you just work into a stitch, so you actually don't even have to sew any of these on. The only thing you'll have to do is to, so you can see there's what it looks like. The only thing you'll have to do is either tie off, or you can slip stitch between them, so you don't have to tie off. I prefer tying off because it's just, I just think it looks a little more professional, but I know that some of my testers just prefer to do slip stitches because it's easier, and especially if you're going to prepare these for like markets or something, it's just a lot easier. So now I'm going to weave in these tails. I'll meet you back, I'll show you how it looks, and then we'll do the back little pink, light pink spikes, and then the toenails, and we'll be done. Alright, one thing I wanted to show you as I am working on this is how to weave in your tails for this if you decide to do it the way that I did it, or even if you do the slip stitch between. But for what I do, all I do is I take the original tail from the heart, and then I take the tail that's right there and I just make a knot with it, and then I pull it through. So let's see, so I'm going to grab these two tails from that one heart. I'm going to just make a knot once, and then I like to normally just do one more knot, just a standard basic knot. Then I'm going to grab my tails and then put them on my darning needle, one, and then two, and then all you're going to do is you're just going to go through like the little hole at the base where you did it, and then you're just going to go out to any spot you want on the body like that, and then you're going to pull that through, and then there is your little heart. You just tie off the tail. Now all you're going to do is you're just going to cutting it very close to it, and then it'll just naturally, you can kind of push it or you can kind of squeeze it however you need to do it, but it just completely hides. So you can see we just finished tying off this little guy. Now we're just going to continue down the back, so I'm just going to grab this little tail along with the other tail from just the one heart and just tie it off. Being careful to not lose the shape, but it normally doesn't. So yeah, that is the super simple way to tie it off. That only takes a couple of minutes to weave in all of these tails. And so yeah, I'm going to meet you back and we will continue. Alright, so I just got done with tying in all the ends, and I'm sorry it's not showing up the best on camera, but it is so cute in person. I absolutely love how it turned out, and you can see that's how it is. Now we're going to add the little, I don't know what they're called exactly. I call them like white spikes or light pink spikes at the end. And then we're going to do the toenails. So I'm going to use the light pink, the same that I used to make these swatches, that really light pink for the little spikes. So I'm super excited about that. And then I have another Stegosaurus or Love-a-saurus that I've been working on, and so I'll show you that too. Okay, so I am currently working on the second little Stegosaurus, and it's turning out super duper cute. But I wanted to mention real quick that both the Honey Bunny and the Baby Snuggles, which the Honey Bunny is the original yarn that I used, and the Baby Snuggles is the second yarn that I used for the second Love-a-saurus. Both of these have a little bit of problems when you try to frog them. Normally it's not too bad when I try to frog the yarn, but normally it happens some when I'm doing that, or like if I'm trying to tie something on to its body or something. But you can see that the fuzz starts to come off the strand of yarn and get like clumped. So it's a little bit annoying, but it's not a big deal. I personally don't mind it. And then also the ends, the fuzz just comes right off as you're working with it. So you end up with your whole lap covered with fuzz. I ended up with like tons and tons of fuzzes in my little yarn fuzz holder. But anyway, I just wanted to mention that. I know that that is pretty common for most number 6 super bulky weight chenille kind of yarns. I would say that it reminds me, overall, this yarn reminds me a lot, both Baby Snuggle and Honey Bunny remind me a lot of Premier's Parfait Chunky. It's a little bit of a thinner number 6 bulky weight, and they both are, and they both shed some, and their strands can kind of, you can kind of get like bare spots on the strand with a little bit more of a clump over here. I tried on this one originally when I was just trying out the different heart spikes. I used only one strand of the yarn to make the hearts. There you go, you can see them. And then for this one, I decided to try using 2 strands of the yarn because I figured that's probably what most people would be doing when they do it. They normally won't be using a little bit of a thinner yarn. They'll probably be using like Bernat blanket yarn. And so I decided to try it with 2 strands just because that's what most people will be using, and I actually think I like it better because it's a little more stiff, where these are just a little more floppy. Not that they fall over at all, just I think I just like it a little bit better. Then I added the little like white pink, it's light pink, but light pink spikes at the end. And I think it turned out super duper cute, so I love it. I hope you enjoyed this little fun, different style vlog. And if you did, please give this video a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you soon. Bye!